Okay. So we have this question paper from June 1999, and this is one of my favorite question papers to frighten kids because everybody who is like, "Arey, मेरे को तो सर इतना आता है, ये आता है, वो आता है." So then I give this paper so that they understand. Okay, there's more to know than what you know. Okay, but in your case, you don't have to worry because we've just done it on the spot, so it's good. We have got this question one, which is showing a plane view of a rotating sprayer. It's a rotating sprayer. इसमें spray होता है. Spray समझ में आता है? You
Yes.
understand what is spraying? So spraying or water, or it is used to water the crop basically. And we've got this north, south, east, west symbol also, and we have got this sprayer. Now, once they give you this north, south, east, west, that means they are going to talk about the direction, which we understand very clearly. Okay, so they will ask some question which is pertaining to your direction and stuff. So this is the rotation of the sphere. Sorry, the rotating sprayer. This is how it is going to rotate, and it has got these all things. It has got holes through which the water is sprayed horizontally. So if I push water in it, it will be spraying it horizontally like this, like this, like this. In this, it will go like this. It will go like this. Okay. The device rotates about O at a constant rate of say 0.2 revolutions per second. OP, O to P is 10 meters long. Calculate the speed of the point P. This point P, the circumference of the circle is considered to be as 2 pi radius. So what is the radius of this circle, by the way? 10 meters.
10 meters.
That is the radius. So I know what is the circumference it is going to cover, right?
Yeah, 2 into pi into 10.
2 pi into 10. That is going to be the distance covered in one revolution. So the
Yes.
device is rotating how many times in 1 second? It is only covering 0.2 times of that revolution.
So it will
So
require 5
it will
seconds
be
for one ball.
0.2 into 2 pi into r. If you get that 0.2 into 2 pi into r, you will get the speed of the rotation of this wheel or whatever it is, right?
It was 13 meters per second.
Yes, I'll tell you the final answer. It has to come out as 12.6 meter per second, very
Yeah,
precise,
12.6, I think.
not 13. Arrow, not 13. It has to be 12.6 only. Because you're using a calci, you cannot say, okay, it's 30. You have to see, and you have to say it's 12.6 particular. Okay, I'm not showing you the working because it's just very fast and you all already know it. So 0.2 multiplied by 2 into pi into your 10 square, right? 2 pi r square, 2 pi r, 2 pi r square, area and efficiency, 2 into pi into r. And that ultimately will give you the speed, which should be 12.6 meters per second. Because everything is in meters, so we put it in meters per second. Show your answer A to write down the velocity of point P when P is at the point shown in figure. So P is at the point which is shown. How will you talk about the velocity of that point? How will you talk about the velocity?
I
When you
wrote,
talk about velocity, no, when you talk about velocity, velocity is a vector quantity.
yeah,
So vector quantity requires two things to define. One is
magnitude and
magnitude, the other one is direction. So if the speed of rotation is 12.6, what will be the speed of rotation in terms of velocity? 12.6 only. Got it?
12.6 meters per second towards the
12,
right.
12.6 meter per second आप बोलोगे वैसा ही, but
I put
you will
not
have to
in.
mark it. You will have to mark it as the direction is right or eastward. That is the speed 12.6 and the velocity is 12.6 meters per second rightwards.
I wrote
Got it?
northeast
Why come? How come northeast then?
because it's also direction of rotation is showing.
No, no, no. You have to consider this point here. This point में ये rotation कैसे होगा? ऐसे होगा ना? What is this direction? East. Only at that point. You don't have to consider sir इधर जाने के बाद तो ऐसे ही हो जाएगा ना? No, you don't have to consider that. Just consider this point and take a photograph. किधर जाते हुए दिख रहा है? Eastward. So 12.6 meter per second eastwards is the speed of point P. Okay, tell me where is the water going? Water will be going ulta.
Opposite.
Okay, so we are not talking about water right now. We're talking only about the sprayer's point P. That is also a point of confusion. Many of the students get confused there as well. Great that you all did not stuck there. Explain why speed of point P is constant but velocity changes as the sphere rotates. Why is the velocity changing? Tell me.
Direction is changing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect answer. The magnitude is same, but the direction is changing. If direction or magnitude, any one change, the vector quantity changes, and therefore the speed is remaining constant and the velocity is changing. Very good. So that was easy question. Okay. So explain how you know that there is a net force at the end of arm P acting towards O. How
There
do
is a
you
centrifugal
know?
rotation.
So now this is a 3 mark question. So आप one line में answer नहीं कर पाओगे, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You cannot write one line answer. So you will have to create 3 points. So see how I am creating. You all
There's a
can check your
centripetal
answer.
force.
You all can check your answer. Centripetal force has to come out last. क्योंकि एक लाइन में आंसर खत्म हो जाएगा वो नहीं कर. You got 3 marks, right, Arav?
Yes.
So first thing, rotation is taking place and the direction is changing. This is the first thing I will.
Yeah.
I wrote it like it is rotating and direction.
That works. That works. Anything which has got to talk about rotation is taking place and the direction is changing works for 1 mark. Force is centripetal force. Force needed for the circular motion.
Yes.
Okay, this is the force which is needed for the circular motion. Lastly, it must act through the center, otherwise the motion is not circular. If the force is acting and it is not acting towards the circle or the center of the circle, then this will no more be a circular motion, right? So I need to have that. Otherwise, this will not make sense. Yeah, this is how your 3 marks for this question will make.
So I
Every
got full.
question, every question will be different. Every question will be different, remember. So, unka explanation, see, explain how you know that there is net force. So, I know that this is going to happen. This is a rotation. There is a centripetal force. And if this centripetal force doesn't pass through the center, then how will this be a circular motion? Okay? That's the answer situation. Next part. Now, see, question has been now converted into a speed time graph. The question was a very easy question, speed, velocity, and वो सब check कर लिया आप लोगों का. Now it has now routed itself to speed time graph. Okay. So remember to check what is this horizontal speed, my dear friends. It is speed, not velocity. Point one. Water is forced out of the sphere horizontally. Shows how the horizontal speed of the water changes between leaving the sphere and hitting the ground. जब वो स्प्रेयर से निकलता है और हिट करता है ग्राउंड को, उसके बीच में इसका जो भी स्पीड है वो ऐसा ऐसा ऐसा. ये देखो 10 से शुरू हुआ, 9 तक गिरा और फिर धड़ाक से 0 हुआ है. So what is the time of flight of the water from here to here? फिर वो धड़ाक से 0 हुआ मतलब water has stopped moving. That means it has touched ground. So at what point is it touching the ground? 0.6 seconds.
0.6.
0.6 seconds पे it is touching the ground,
Yes.
right? And mid-air it is going 10 to 9.
Yeah.
Mid-air it is going from 10 to 9. That means what? What does that mean? Mid-air going from 10 to 9 means there is something happening mid-air. क्या आपने कोई भी force लगाया था mid-air?
No.
No, we did not apply any force. So there is something in the air which is applying some force. What is that called?
There can be air resistance.
Perfect answer. So technically air resistance की वजह से वो 1 meters per second से कम भी हुआ. Got it, Aro?
Yes.
Did you get that before?
No, I didn't get it.
Fine. But now it is clear. So anything which is traveling in air and reducing in speed, two possibilities. या तो आपने कुछ छेड़खानी की या तो एयर करेगा. तो यहाँ पे तो कोई दिख नहीं रहा, हम लोग कुछ करेंगे, right? We are not doing anything. So it is obviously air which is interfering with the path of water. Right? Right. Yeah, great. Why is the horizontal speed decreasing slightly? Because of the air resistance. Yeah? Why is the
Yes.
line approximately vertical at 0.6 seconds?
Because the water hits the ground.
Water has hit the ground. Now it is not going to move. Got it? The acceleration of free fall is 10 meters per second square. Calculate the height above the ground at which the water leaves the sphere. Can you calculate that height? Can you calculate the height? Can you calculate the height?
Sir, I had doubt in that question.
Yeah, just a second. Huh? Just for one ball. Yeah. So, what is the velocity when it is hitting the ground? If it is accelerating at 10 meters per second,
Velocity 6 meters per second.
right? So, velocity will be
V
acceleration
equal to
multiplied by the
80.
time for which it was in the flight. So 10 into
Yeah, so
0.6,
10
6
into
meters.
6
So
is
it
6.
hit the ground with 6 meter per second, right? It hit the ground. It hit the ground at 6 meter per second. Now, just a second. There's a second part also, the horizontal distance traveled by the water. Now, the height above the ground at which the water leaves the sprayer. The height above the ground where the water hits the sprayer. मतलब अगर मेरा जो speed है, it has reached 6 meter per second. Do I know the speed? This is only horizontal speed, right?
Yeah.
This is only horizontal speed. So is this speed going to be there in the picture? Arav,
Yeah, the speed is not going to be
why? Now simple. What
horizontal.
I'm trying to tell you. Okay, this is the sprayer. This is the ground. The horizontal speed is given. What is given?
Horizontal.
Horizontal speed. The water might travel like this, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So at each and every point, the water is actually having two types of velocity or two types of speed. Got it?
Yes.
The horizontal velocity, I'll tell you, is only reduced because of air resistance. But it has got nothing to do with gravity. Why? Because it is not in the direction of gravity.
Yes.
Jabki water, which was having a zero component in the vertical speed situation, is now growing some value, growing some value, and finally reaches some horizontal speed of whatever we have achieved.
6.
Right? So because we know that the time taken to come from this point to this point is 0.6 seconds, so I can calculate V is equal to U plus AT, right?
Yes.
What is U initially? So initially in the vertical direction, velocity was 0. In the
2.
horizontal direction, the velocity was or the speed was 10. I know that. So these are two concepts. Horizontal अलग होता है, vertical अलग होता है. Got it? Arav, is it
Yes.
making sense? So, what is the
Make
velocity? What will be the velocity? It will be 10 multiplied by 6. 10 multiplied by 6.
6.
Sorry, 0.6. My
0.
इतने सेकेंड में वो पहुंचा है. तो इसकी फाइनल वेलोसिटी क्या हुई है?
6 meters per second.
6 meters per second. So, can you now calculate the distance? Can you now calculate the distance?
Yes.
What will be the distance?
3.6. Sir,
Yes, tell me.
I'm calculating. I got the speed. I know the time is 0.6. Speed into time is distance.
Yeah. So 6 into 0.6.
So in
So
this
50.
case, what you'll do is S is equal to UT plus half AT squared. This is what you'll apply. Because we want to find out the distance covered in the vertical direction. So it will be S is equal to UT plus half AT squared. हम लोग को actually velocity find करने का कोई जरूरत ही नहीं था. We could have directly done. Right? S is equal to UT will be 0 because U is 0, half into A. What is A? 10. What is T? 0.6 into 0.6. 3 into 0.6 will be 1.8 meters. So the height from which it is falling down is 1.8 meters.
But how
Actually,
is that?
velocity, huh? Sorry.
I just got the speed and I multiplied it by 0.6
No,
seconds.
that's wrong. That's wrong. That is wrong. Why? The speed is an accelerated. यहाँ पे जो vertical direction it is an accelerated situation, right? So speed is
Yeah.
equal to distance upon time will not work out over here. Got it?
So
Arrow.
speed is equal to distance upon time will work only when it is moving with constant speed.
Yes. In an accelerated situation, you cannot do that. Got it? In an
Yeah.
Yes.
accelerated situation, you cannot do that. Very clear?
Yes.
Yes.
तो यहाँ पे situation ये है कि even if you wouldn't have found out what is velocity, still by directly using s is equal to ut plus half at square, you could have got the answer. So s is equal
Yes.
to ut plus half at square, half और ये सब calculation के बाद 1.8 is the answer. This is the height from where 1.8 meter is the height from where it is falling
Yeah.
in the vertical sense. अब horizontal अलग होगा और
Horizontal
that
is
that's what is the next question. Let's go to the
5.7
next
meters.
part. Next part is asking you ये वर्टिकल पूछ लिया हाइट ना हॉरिजॉन्टल डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल बाय द वाटर. अब
5.7 meters.
इसमें ना मैं क्या करूंगा पता है, आई कैन ऑल्सो फाइंड आउट व्हाट इज द एरिया अंडर दिस ग्राफ
Yeah, distance covered.
because it's a speed time graph and in horizontal speed. So what I would rather do is, rather than doing any other calculation, I will straight away find out the area under this graph. And it is kind of a trapezium, remember this.
Yes.
It is not a triangle, it is not a rectangle, it is a trapezium with 9 over here and 10 over there and 0.6 ka ye. So the answer will be half into a plus b. A is 9, b is 10,
19.
whole into 0.6, which is 45,
5.7.
45 into 0.6. What is 45 into 0.6? 45 into 0.6? Oh, sorry, 19 है. हम 90 करते हैं. Minus 19, right? This is 19.
5.
19 का half will be
9.5.
9.5. 9.5 into 0.6.
5.7.
Yep. 5.7 meters लंबा जाके गिरेगा वो. Did you get it, Arav?
Yes, I got this one.
तो यहाँ से अगर शुरू हुआ है तो ये डिस्टेंस जो होगा इतना इधर से इधर का, इट विल बी 5.7. Clear? This
Yes.
was area under the graph question. So when you are finding the height, and if you would have done that blunder of taking with just 10 your initial horizontal velocity, you would have again gooped up over here. This would have been wrong. So it has got 7 marks out of this. This is 3, this is 4 marks. Okay?
Yes.
Clarity, Arav?
Yeah.
The figure shows the path of the water at one instance, the pressure of the water at an object. Now see, we are going to pressure. Now we have changed our path in the same question to pressure now. So the pressure of the water on the object placed at point O, Q, is much greater than the pressure of the water at the same place when it is placed at R. The pressure exerted by the water on the object Q is 5 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per meter square, and the pressure on the object R is 1 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per meter square. Explain this decrease in pressure. What has happened? What has happened? What has happened? Chalo, bolo. Now this is a 4-mark question, remember.
Because
4-mark
proper
question.
area.
Because the area is increased.
Yeah.
So this is a 1-line answer. Again, we have to make it for 4 marks. So see what I'll write. Water spreads out. The
Yeah,
cross-sectional area of water at R is much larger than Q. Pressure is equal to force upon area. Same mass and same volume will spread over a larger area. So hence a lower pressure or vice versa is created. This is how I will create 4 marks out of it. ऐसा अभी आता नहीं है. Of late, these kind of questions are not coming for 4 marks. It will be a 2-mark question. Okay? They have become smarter. They're not expecting you to write the same thing again and again, churn it into different points. They're just making it for 1 mark or 2 mark in your paper. So whatever you are saying is right, but right now, inculcate this habit. जितने मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन है उतने मार्क्स के पॉइंटर्स बनाना है. Got it, Arav, Agam?
Yes.
Yes.
You need to know how to make the pointers. At times this will happen. This will be a challenge. सर 3 मार्क्स के लिए पूछा, मेरे को तो 80 पॉइंट पूछ रहा है, इसमें फिर स्ट्रेट अवे आंसर है. तो जो भी स्ट्रेट अवे आंसर होता है तो उसके आगे पीछे की स्टोरी देनी है। जैसे इसमें हमने बोला सर प्रेशर इज इक्वल टू फोर्स अपॉन एरिया, अरे ये तो मालूम है सर, ये तो बोलने की थोड़ी बात है, नहीं इसमें 3 मार्क्स के लिए 4 मार्क्स के लिए पूछा है, मतलब दैट इज समथिंग विच यू विल हैव टू से। तो प्रेशर इज इक्वल टू फोर्स अपॉन एरिया, तो प्रेशर इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन एरिया, एंड फॉर फोर्स वी नीड टू हैव सेम मास सेम वॉल्यूम, है ना, सेम मास है तो सेम फोर्स होगा। दिस इज हाउ वी conclude, we just try and conclude it. Clear?
Yes.
Part E done. Now going to second question. We'll try and wind it up very fast. A student attempted to find the specific heat capacity of water using the following data obtained. Mass of the water in the pool and the heating system of the circulation pipe was 54,000 kgs. Power of heating system is 30,000 watts. Rise in the temperature is 2 degrees Celsius in just 5 hours. Like 5 hours तक चला, जाके सिर्फ 2 डिग्री से ही गर्म कर पाया. Assuming no energy loss, अरे वाह, there is no energy loss to the surrounding as well. Use this data to calculate the value of specific heat capacity of water. What is the formula to be used? Specific heat capacity find करने के लिए.
E is equal to mc delta t.
हाँ, बट यहाँ पे specific heat capacity पूछा है, so we'll be using C is equal to
C is
E
equal
upon
to E
M
upon
delta
mc
T.
m delta.
M delta T. This is the formula
First
to
we
use.
into T.
Sorry.
First P power into time, since it just
Yes,
gave
power into time because energy is given. So we have given power. So power into time upon mass into delta T. अभी ये T T ऊपर नीचे कट नहीं कर देना. ओके, T T
yes.
सर सेम है, नहीं करने का, वो डिफरेंट है, वो टाइम है और वो टेम्परेचर है. तो पावर इज गोना बी 30,000. डू नॉट राइट किलो हियर. 30,000. द टाइम इज
18,000
1800. वो दे दिया उन्होंने, अच्छा किया.
upon
54,000
54,000 into 2.
एंड 2. थ्री टिंग 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 उड़ा दो. 54 और 18 के बीच में रिलेशनशिप है, आप देख सकते हो, और 30 और 54 में भी है, 2
18
और 30
ones,
में भी है.
18 threes.
या, so you can do that and you're sorted. You can find an answer directly.
5,000.
5,000 joule
Okay,
per kg.
so आपको ये याद होना चाहिए, remember this value of water, that water has a specific heat capacity of 4,200.
4,200.
ठीक है, यू कैन रिमेंबर दिस. अभी आपका आंसर अगर बहुत वेग आ रहा है, मतलब समझ जाना कि कुछ गड़बड़ है, बट इन दिस केस इट इज कमिंग आउट एज 5,000. बट दिस इज अ वेरी ओल्ड पेपर, उस वक्त पे ये चल जाता था. हमारे पेपर्स में ना दे आर वेरी स्पेसिफिक, दे विल कीप द आंसर नियर 4,200. ओके, सो यू एटलीस्ट नो बिफोर सॉल्विंग ऑल्सो, यू नो कि अच्छा आंसर तो यही आने वाला. So your answer has to be near 4,200. If at all it is not coming out, check what you are doing wrong. Maybe you must have taken grams. Maybe you must have not taken kilograms or kilowatt or something. So this is how you can check. The student found that the value of specific heat capacity of water worked out to be in this method was higher than the expected value. देखो मैंने बोला ना है 4,200 but ये 5,000 आ रहा है सर, ये कैसे हो गया? How is this possible? Why is it higher than the accepted value? The average temperature of the water in the pool during the test period was 24 degrees Celsius, while the average temperature of air was around 19 degrees Celsius. Describe one molecular term, ways in which the water loses heat from its surface.
There's evaporation.
No, don't talk about evaporation. Evaporation is one of the things, yes.
Convection,
In terms of
radiation.
molecule, yes, it will work. Sorry, my mistake.
And
In
even
terms of molecular way, it can work out. So, most energetic molecules, now this is a very big answer, ना बहुत जगह दिया. So we'll say most energetic molecules leave the surface by evaporation. ठीक है? And they carry away some heat, which results in extra latent heat, which we will have to produce. This is not counted. Water heats the air molecule at the surface also, है ना? By conduction also it is possible. जो एयर मॉलिक्यूल वाटर के कांटेक्ट में है उसको भी तो गर्म कर देगा ना कंडक्शन से, बिकॉज दे आर इन टच. एयर मॉलिक्यूल्स कैरी हीट अवे बाय कन्वेक्शन, पॉसिबल, दैट इज आल्सो पॉसिबल, बिकॉज एयर मॉलिक्यूल जो गर्म हुआ वो ऊपर भाग जाएगा और दूसरे ठंडे वाले को भेजेगा. So in that way convection also keeps happening in the air molecule, which will
And
again result in more loss.
radiation.
And molecules in the water surface also emit radiation into the air, that is also possible.
Yes.
So energy is carried away in the wave format also. So describe in the molecular terms. So molecular terms में ये सिर्फ 3-4 चलेंगे, कन्वेक्शन, कंडक्शन और ये जो मॉलिक्यूल जो इवेपोरेशन से भाग गए वो.
I just wrote
Wave.
convection and evaporation, sir, because it told it heats from the surface.
Yes, yes, yes. So see, the water surface is in contact with the air also. Because it is a very big answer, we'll have to include one more point that some of the heat will also be given by conduction to the air. And don't use radiation because they are only talking in molecular. Okay? You can say the molecules will radiate. Do not use radiation. Water will radiate. No. Say the
But
molecules will also radiate. Then it is
but
right. Otherwise, no.
air is a gas. How can conduction happen through air?
See, it is in contact with water, right? Yes or
Yes,
no? Because it
yes,
is in contact with water, some of the heat will be transferred. Conduction is a contact way of spreading the heat. Getting it?
yes.
So contact से होता है. But we have made it okay, conduction happens only in metal. It happens the best in metal or solid. एयर में नहीं होता ऐसा नहीं है, बट इतना नेग्लिजिबल होता है कि यू कांट इवन टॉक. बट अभी क्वेश्चन इतना बड़ा पूछ लिया तो डाल दो. ठीक है. Explain why the loss of heat from the water led to the student's higher value.
Some amount of heat it gets simply lost into the surroundings. So it takes
Because the temperature rise decreases as
Yeah.
heat
and it
So
is.
see,
takes more time for
now
temperature
this
rise.
should technically be for 2 to 3 months. How will I write it? Some of the heat supplied does not end up in the water. Possible.
Yeah.
मैंने जो हीट सप्लाई किया था वो हीट पानी में नहीं गया, कहीं और ही चला गया. टाइल्स में चला गया, पाइप में चला गया, कहीं और चला गया. वो हीट एब्जॉर्ब हो गई ना स्विमिंग पूल के
Yes.
अंदर. So that did not result in the water getting heated up. Then it
So
takes
less
longer for the
temperature
same
rise.
temperature to rise. It takes longer for the same temperature to rise. Why? Because heat has been constantly being lost other ways, other places. तो मेरे को जो टेम्परेचर चाहिए था वो तो आएगा नहीं ना. और आप तो वाटर का टेम्परेचर माप रहे हो. हाउ विल आई गेट द राइट आंसर? वाटर का तो टेम्परेचर तब बढ़ेगा ना जब वाटर को पूरा का पूरा हीट मिलेगा. यहाँ पे इतने सारी चीजें है. स्विमिंग पूल ओपन रख दिया आपने, कवर भी नहीं किया, तो एयर भी लेके जा रहा है, इवापोरेशन भी हो रहा है, टाइल्स भी चिपकी हुई है, पाइप भी लगे हुए हैं, लोग भी हैं अंदर. हो सकता है अभी लोग नहीं थे, बट इवन द पीपल विल एब्जॉर्ब हीट और गिव हीट. दैट इज ऑल्सो पॉसिबल. So more heat supplied for a longer period of time and hence the value change. Got it?
Yeah.
Yes. Can I read out my answer? But
Yeah, tell me now.
as loss of heat from the water decreases the temperature change or rise of the water, which therefore leads to a higher value of specific heat capacity for the water.
अभी देखो, स्टूडेंट का वैल्यू is dependent on 2 to 3 factors. C is equal to E, M and delta T. So you'll have to talk in terms of these values. And whatever you're saying is also right. Doesn't make sense ऐसा नहीं है, but थोड़ा और points लगेगा. It is just one point concluded. You are writing a story. You have to make pointers and bullet points out of it. Okay?
Yes.
The same thing has to be written in 2 to 3 bullet points because the marks are more. In this paper, I'm not talking about your papers. Your papers, you will decide on your paper. इस पेपर में 3 मार्क्स के लिए ये पार्ट है, तो मेरे को 3 मार्क्स जैसा लिखना पड़ेगा आंसर. 3 मार्क्स के लिए 3 पॉइंट, 3 बुलेट पॉइंट विच आर नॉट इंटरकनेक्टेड अगेन. मतलब मैं वही पॉइंट को वापस नहीं लिख सकता हूँ ना. आई हैव टू मेक अ न्यू पॉइंट अबाउट इट. जैसे
Yes.
pressure is equal to force upon area is a new point. Then explaining it again becomes another point. So, okay, if the lesser the area, more the pressure. That is a new point. I'm elaborating it in a better way. Getting it?
Yes. Yes.
It is making sense, Agam?
Now it
Yeah.
will make sense. And sir,
Yep.